Well, here I am, live in the basement. My hair on the top of my head, Holly, looks like the meadows. Um, how's everybody doing? Nobody's in the room yet. It's just me. So, for those of you that are watching live, hello. For those of you that are watching on replay, I'm sorry we missed you live, but here I am, down here. Off to my right is Mrs. Biggins in the recliner. Hi, Sherry, with Sable climbing all over her. And laying on the floor is the ornery Archar. How's everybody been doing? I've got 9. Anna's videos is here. Mark is here. Sherry's here. Oh my God, they're just pouring in. I love it. Hi, Holly. Fender says, how are you? Paisley's Place says, good evening. I always hear that as good evening. Hello, Rachel. Hello, Lori. I say hi to everybody. You know, when you're a celebrity, you got to do that. You've got to acknowledge everybody. My God, Zach is actually in here able to watch live and not just like the video later. There is not a way to watch Bad Ben on the computer yet. You can subscribe, but unless you have a Roku device, that's not going to help. So as much as I'd like to have the subscription, it won't help until we're adding Amazon. Hopefully, these new guys that did, those of you that have seen the Roku channel have been complimenting how good the channel looks. Even Mrs. Biggins agrees, and she hates almost everything I do. And also this summer, there will be a way for those of you that had subscribed previously, I'll be able to add you back. So if you subscribe monthly, just subscribe monthly again. If you subscribe for an annual subscription, I'll add you. You could just subscribe for a monthly now, and I'll add the time you had left. The YouTube hours aren't going well now. Those live streams that I've been running around the clock, they don't count towards the total hours viewed. So, because we've been having like 20 people in there watching for 5 or 6 hours. So that should be like 1,000 hours, but it doesn't count. No, not the constant. The reason I'm doing the constant streaming is I'm trying to raise money to finish 12. I got a lot of expenses between now and June 15th. Well, now and the end of June, a lot. And what has happened is the Roku channel's doing great. The Amazon minutes are doing good. But the problem is, unlike the old Roku, when you pay, here, come on. When you pay, oh God, it's a rate. Oh my God. When you pay, I don't get paid the next day. Roku works excellent. You now can register right from your device, but I don't get paid until for like Amazon and some of the others for like 90 days. Also, and Anna, I'm sorry, I can't put them on Prime anymore. Amazon doesn't let us put them on Prime. If Amazon decides they want to put a film on Prime, they can, but we can't do it. But The Haunted Highway was just put back on Amazon. Now, just to let you know, it's the short version, meaning that on the Roku channel, it's an hour and a half. It's got the werewolf scene in it. On Amazon, it's like an hour and 10 minutes. So, but that's back. And the next thing I'm going to do is try and get 9 up there, and then 10, and then 11, and maybe 12. Who knows? But the Roku channel is the best place to get them. It's cheaper than Amazon. Tell you right now. And if you want, I'll deliver your packages overnight. As long as you live within a 2-mile radius of me. Hi, Deborah P. and Debbie FB. Oh, Debbie. Tomorrow I got to go see her. Well, Anna, they're all, I don't know if you have Roku, but they're all Sable. You get.
Hold on. Let's go.
You've got to, the Roku channel, Bad Ben TV, has them all. And it's also now got all episodes of Access Paranormal. And in a little while here, I'll be doing the Spirit Talker. We went live outside with that the other night. Everybody had an exciting time. Mrs. Biggins was upstairs with a shotgun at the window. I don't know how she thought she could. All right, Sherry, we'll see how she thought she could help me if I got attacked by something. She'd probably shoot me. What the hell was that? Which end did that come out? Your mouth? All right. Ladies don't break wind, except for Sienna. You're welcome, Ash. After I'm done talking tonight, I'll throw the movies back on and let them run overnight. But I'm going to pick up with 6 because 1 through 5 was just on. But to do that, I have to cancel out of here and then start again because Facebook has an 8-hour limit. But YouTube, you can broadcast, I think, nonstop or 24 hours anyway. By the way, when I put all the films together in one timeline, 17 hours. You know, it's funny. You guys have made Bad Ben so popular that I get, I always get these LinkedIn, and I don't even belong to LinkedIn, but I always get these LinkedIn, like somebody looks at me and they're all producers. And I've also gotten some emails from, I get a lot of emails from producers saying, how'd you get your film so popular? And I said, because I'm an idiot. People love watching an idiot. You don't have to go up. I know, but she'll eventually lay in that chair. She pooped? Oh. Hello, Miss Pinkerton. Thank you so much for your support, by the way, Miss Pinkerton, and everybody. But Miss Pinkerton went above and beyond. I think she's going to adopt me. Or I think she can put me on her taxes at least as a dependent. Look at the top of my head. Doesn't it look like, you ever drive by meadows and there's reeds? Are you laughing at me? That's what it looks like. I'm combing it forward. Blake, listen, everybody I think is doing what they can, but there's a lot of things we're doing for this 12th film, and I just anybody that's got anything they want to contribute. I mean, there's some opportunities in the Bad Ben shop to be like an IMDb credited producer of this film. But who's got $1,000 or $1,500? Just like some of you are blessed to be in that position. But look, any of you that think to yourself, oh, I would love to donate to this film, but I just can't afford it. Well, guess what? You're in the same boat I am, because that's why I'm here with my hat in hand all the time looking for help, because I ain't got it. I just spent $28,500 to buy the rights back to these films. And that I had to borrow. Blake says, I would love to fund your next project and have you direct and act alongside me. Can I tell you something, Blake? As nice as that sounds and as tempting, the reality of it is, I would probably, it just isn't the way I've done things, and I don't think I do a good job. Because I have a way, which is, I'm not in Hollywood. I'm in Southern New Jersey, and I do it my way. And I just know that if I'm doing it, I want to be good at it. It's nothing to do with you. I won't be good at it. Hello, Katrina. Man, Miss Fernandez, you love to put up those smileys. You're an emoji queen. Now, Blake, the final film is the final plan for the final Bad Ben film that will ever be produced, maybe, who knows, is something that somebody could produce and fund and stuff like that. But that's, we're hoping somebody finds us that has a shit ton of money to put up so we can actually have it done right by professionals. Thank you, Miss Pinkerton. Blake, we've had a couple people be actors in these things before, but they normally live close by. Let me tell you something. Today was the day, by the way, because isn't today pot day, 420? Yeah, today was the day when he started taking down all the blue check marks for people that aren't subscribing to Twitter Blue. Now, I never was one of those people that would needed the verification in order to be, feel relevant. But he started something where he was going to make it so that people could monetize their videos on the platform, and they keep 100% of the earnings for the first year. And sounds great, right? Well, the problem is I sent you know what, Ms. Fernandez, you've done enough. Ms. Pinkerton, you've done enough. Any of you that have donated have done enough. Let me tell you something. I mean, no disrespect to anybody that couldn't donate, but there's thousands and thousands of people that watch these videos. Let's put it this way. If I don't raise $2,500 this weekend, I'm at a standstill. But the fact of it is there's thousands and thousands of people that have seen these movies, watched these movies. And I'm not talking about thousands, including all 11. I'm talking about every movie is watched. just to give you an idea, 200 million minutes streamed is how many I know. And that's just for Amazon. The other ones don't really calculate your minutes much. But anyway, there's so many people that I've watched that if, everybody threw in, some others can pick up the burden. You guys have done enough. So I'll do something over the weekend too. Like maybe behind me, if you see the Crescent Moon Clown, the doll, the skeleton, Not Your Home, and the baby blocks, and the Bad Bed mask, that's where last weekend I put up the Spirit Talker and let it run and ask people for donations. And because I was trying to raise, trying to hit a goal that I didn't quite reach, but we'll get there. But like I was saying about Twitter would, they started monetizing videos. And I know, Miss Pinkerton, you've done, it's unbelievable what you've done. So if you happen to buy a scratch off, I'll tell you what, if you happen to buy a scratch off and hit for like $10 million, I will allow you to throw 5,000 my way, or 2,500, the goal I got to reach this weekend. And Lori, thank you very much. It's Blake, I hear you. It's just typically I know you said you'd fly out and all, but I don't even know where a project's going at first. We're filming a scene Monday night that is so much fun. It's going to be so much fun. I can't wait till you see it. Oh, so what I was telling you about Twitter now monetize videos, and they tell you that, oh, you can put it on and it can be as long as you want, and we'll pay you 100%. Well, it's actually 70 because iOS, like Apple, takes 20% or 30% or something. But whatever the case, so I'm trying to read the instructions on it. And here's the thing, way back, I guess around 1992, I worked for a company called Computer Sciences Corporation, and I was a software test person. So basically, the software developers would give us software, and we would test it. And our testing, we'd look for stuff like, for the end user to make sure it made sense, and we'd write the instruction books for it. Well, one of the problems is when you have engineers write instructions, they assume certain things make sense. And in the case of the Twitter thing, it's like they're telling you your I forget, project manager or something will work with you. And so I wrote a question to him because there's no way to contact him. I wrote a question to him and I said, how I'd be interested in doing this, but how do you do it? Do you have to sign up for Twitter Blue? Because I'd sign up to be able to monetize my videos on there. It's $11 a month. And I tagged them in the tweet. Nobody's gotten back to me. It's been 3 days. Yet, I had a problem with Google yesterday, and Google's tweeted back at me like 5 times, well, 3 times, already. And this is the stupidest thing. Gmail, Google's trying to cut down on spam. So what they do is, well, I'll give you an example. I get an email from somebody yesterday, and they have a Gmail account. It wasn't my Nigel Bach email. It was a different email address. So I reply to the email, and instantly it bounces back and says, in the header, it says, we suspect this is an unsolicited email. It's a reply to an email from their account, not my own. I didn't send out a group email that got rejected. I got an email from somebody, business related, and they said, what time tomorrow? And I email them back to say 10:30 or 11, and it bounces. So I can't answer them. So they think I'm ignoring them. So then what I do is it would be different if I was initiating an email. But they're saying, we believe this is unsolicited, like I'm sending spam. So in order for emails to go through, I have to go through all these hoops of changing my DNS to add a text record that reflects Google and to get it started. And fuck that. Excuse my language. Why do I have to go through all these when I'm replying to an email of your own? And guess what? You don't even Google, you don't even validate your own people, because I get spammed all the time from Gmail addresses constantly. So anyway, and it's not just them. Some people still use Hotmail. Hotmail's another one that just started doing it. Anyway. I know. It's just well, let me tell you something. I'm not one for conspiracy theories, but for those of you that are, that to me sounds like a real case of Google trying to watch me get blocked from YouTube tonight because they own them. That's a real case of Google trying to track you that don't have Gmail accounts. Anyway, plus with the case of YouTube, this is how, and I was having this talk, now you got me fired up. I was having this talk today about how lousy customer service has gotten. Comcast is expensive as hell. Xfinity is expensive as hell. And because we have combined with I need great internet and all, but hundreds of dollars a month is what it costs. And they now have done away with, if you dial 1-800-COMCAST, unless you ask for sales, you can't get a human. I got into a thing with them last month where you wind up on the teleprompter, and it's got, it's a computer, and you're hitting buttons, voicemail system. Pinkerton, was that you? Tracy. Thank you very much. I'm humbled. Tracy just made a big donation. Thank you. Anyway, getting back to thank you so much. That's crazy. You're going to be at the top of the credits, lady. And you'll be in IMDb for that. Thank you. But Comcast, you can't, there's no option to talk to an agent. It just was a continuous loop going over and over and over and over again. and I couldn't get through to a human. So I'm like, I finally took to Twitter and humiliated them to say, "Oh, direct message us and we'll get to you." Yeah, forget it. What it was they told me to upgrade my modem because they said, and you used to be able to do a lot of things like open ports because for the cameras and all, I needed to be able to open ports. I won't get all technical, but you have to open ports and all. You now can't do that from a website anymore. You have to do it from the XFi app. And it wouldn't delete ports. It wanted open ports. It was just, and I couldn't get a hold of a person. And the tweet I made said something along the lines of, once another option for internet comes into this area. The only other option we have is DSL because we can't use, we don't have Fios out here where I'm at. Well, it's like I got cousin Darty, for instance. I gave her an iPhone so that I told you guys the reason I did that. So because she only lives like probably tomorrow I'll measure it, but as the crow flies, probably 12 miles from here. But it takes 25 minutes to get up there because where she lives, there's no direct route. I have to go up and over or over and up to get to her. And so if she has an emergency, I want her to be able to call, like say something's happening in the house. She can FaceTime me on the phone and point the phone at what it is. And I can say, oh, hit that button or do this or do that. But so that's why I gave her a phone. But I've wanted her to get Wi-Fi because I've got a couple older laptops around here I could resurface. And if she got Wi-Fi, I would give her a computer and she would love it because she loves the phone. And plus she could be on the phone Wi-Fi and not cellular. But another family member does not want, well, I shouldn't say that. Wi-Fi would cost, the cheapest package is like $25 a month. And she is so cheap. She'd go nuts having to spend that. Even though she hasn't paid for groceries in 3 years. She doesn't want much, though, when it comes to groceries. I joke about the groceries thing, but she really isn't crazy. And they're not the only customer service problems. They're just such nudniks out there. Is nudnik a word that's still used, by the way? Hello, Mozilla. Where's my brick? Oh, there it is. I'm setting up for a spirit talker. Let me look at something here. I'm going to turn on this heater because my toes are freezing. You know, tomorrow it's going to be 80 degrees here, so they say. Good night, Tracy. Thank you so much. Nudnik. Let me turn off the corner light. If I shut off the power strip, though, it shuts off. Okay. That keeps that on. Let me turn on the mood lighting. I should play music. Don't you worry. Every little thing is going to be all right now. Here, I sang this to my best friend yesterday. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is going to be all right now. He's the best. Let me put on the Spirit Talker here. And we'll see if anybody wants to give me some shit today. Not you. The Spirit. Hi, Misty. You can't see that, though. Let me widen the camera. Oh. Let me turn this so that it's not reflecting the screen. It's reflecting that screen now. Okay, that's a good position right there. There, you guys can see it, right? Oh, this is too big, though. Let me see if I can move this way if I make it smaller.
There. I'm from the 1800s.
Well, we just started off with I'm from the 1800s. Where are you now? What's it like where you're at? I'm going to confuse them because if they're standing right here. Were you guys, who was in here the other night when we went outside? Well, there is an easel behind it. Huh. We went tomorrow. I'm going to try to surprise you guys with something. Maybe we'll go on a road trip. It does look like a giant phone on an easel. Well, now my toes aren't cold, but my face is frying because the space heater's 3 feet from me.
Tragedy.
Do you see the people in here with me tonight? Let me hear something.
You're scared of me.
This doll is about 70 years old. and it's belonged to possibly older, and it's belonged to multiple people. I'm sitting the doll right at the base of the spirit talker. See, this house doesn't have really any history of any paranormal history. But so I'm thinking sometimes that if I bring items towards it, it might have it might get a reading off of it, which is why I use that. Now, the one place around here, as far as I know, there was never another structure here because it was woods when we bought the property and cleared just enough for the house. But on the side of the house, we found that well, and it was filled in, but it was definitely a well. And the other night, I took you guys out there, and the spirit talker, as soon as I walked up to it, said, "Please back away." Those of you that were watching saw that happen in real time.
Hazel.
Is that what we should call the doll? Hazel? Now, you guys are going to have to remember that because I'm going to forget it. Hazel, are you here with us? Now this,
Get out.
Get out. Well, that's not comforting. This is the ghost meter. Now that does that when I first turn it on. Let me see. I can't get this in the camera here. No. Well, there. Oh, fuck. Excuse my language. All right, there's the ghost meter, which if it goes off, you'll be able to see the top. I don't know why it's doing that.
Go further.
Unless it's getting a reading off the phone. Let me just see if... I got to admit to you, I'm a little... This has got to be from the phone. It's the phone. Well, wait, now it's not doing it. Or is it the doll? Now it's not doing. Could it possibly be something? I think it's the phone. But this isn't really...
Jeff.
That's got to be the phone because it's going steady there. All right. I'm going to sit this back.
Trust me.
Trust you. I'm going to sit this back here. Up there, I'm convinced it was the phone causing it because when I moved it to and from, you saw. But back there, it's you can see it. Trust you? I trust you. What are you trying to convey? There it is, Hal.
Yes, that's right.
Holly said doll head, and the spirit talker said, yes, that's right. Now, if you're in here with me, with us, the ghost meter's right there. All you have to do is get near it, and it will let us know you're here.
Please go right.
Just kidding. There's nothing right.
Disagree.
I'm here. Hey, Ashton. How's the little one? Would you like to communicate with anybody that's here with me? Uh-oh, Ashton, you mentioned Blizzard. Mrs. Biggins has been jonesing for a Blizzard. Let me think. Let's see if we can. Let's approach this spirit talker a different way tonight. Do you have any living relatives? And we'll wait for an answer.
Am I on video?
You are on video. Do you want to show yourself? Let's all go get blizzards. Would you like to show yourself? You're on video.
Samuel.
Is Samuel a living relative? I have to check something here real quick, folks. Is Samuel your living relative?
What's in your hand?
This is a cigar. Is anybody else holding something in your hand? Put it in the comments. A cigarette?
I know I am dead.
But you're communicating with us. I'm holding a cigar. Ashton's holding a cigarette. Dustin's holding his phone. And we're aware you're dead, but you are communicating with us.
Miracle.
Is somebody going to have a miracle tonight? All these people deserve a miracle.
I don't want to talk.
Why don't you want to talk? Can you move something? Anything that's back there behind me. Move something.
Joseph.
Who knows a Joseph? I mean, we all know a Joseph, but does anybody know a Joseph that's close?
They found my body.
How did you die?
Experiment.
You died from an experiment, or are you asking, is this an experiment? Because yes, this is, in a sense, an experiment. We're attempting to communicate with you, and we hear you, and your words are coming through.
There are demons.
There are demons where?
Describe.
What would you like me to describe? Oh, I keep asking questions. Describe. It's warm here. It's safe. There's a very old doll here. There are many people watching.
Steward.
I know a Stuart. What can you tell me about Stuart? If something relevant comes up to Stuart, I'll tell you people. I just want to see what it says.
We settle here.
Was that your well on the side of the house? Stuart, somebody I know, has recently had a little battle with cancer. But he should be okay now.
Nicholas.
Now you're just saying words. I want to look something up here real quick, folks. Well, Mandy. All right. You're not saying much. Folks, what I'm going to do is we got a lot to do tomorrow morning because we're doing Cousin Doherty's grocery shopping and everything. So I'm going to cut this a little short. But for those of you that, well, you know how to get a hold of me here. So what I'm going to do is I have to end this broadcast, and in about 5 minutes, I'll restart the broadcast with film 6. Let's see, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11.
Certainly.
11. That's 6, 9. Okay, I'm going to go start the films with film 6, the way in. So if you look for the message from me in a minute, Bad Ben Way In is going to start playing. And it's only 9 o'clock here, but some of you it might be 6 o'clock. So those films are going to play all night long. So if you get bored, just watch. So we'll be on tomorrow morning as we go to Cousin Darby's, and hopefully I'll see you then. So for now, I'm cutting off, but I'll be back on in a minute with the film. So see you soon. See you. Love you. Bye.